switch. I love the way your story with God at the center being the constant, we are shifting to different pillars
around. Yes.
So let's go back to this one. Now we can talk about you becoming the CEO of Nabo Capital. In fact, when I was introducing you, I'm like, do I say CEO? Do I say MD? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you said something like, how can I take CEO? And James Moria was there. But literally, you are becoming the CEO. You did become the CEO of Nabo Capital.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that transition.
So for me, it was a very strange feeling. I remember James Moria called me to his office, and he told me, Pius, opportunities don't come wrapped in convenience. I still remember those words. He has a way of choosing his words. And he said he would like me to lead that organization, that new subsidiary. And I was in disbelief. But again, God had been preparing me. Remember the David anointing, and I felt at that point God had released me and I could become a leader. And just having an office separate from everybody else, it was also a very strange feeling because I felt like I was being taken away from my family. I was so used to being with these other guys, Now
your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, my brothers and sisters. Now my office is set apart. It has I have a cubicle. We was used to sitting on open spaces. And talking across the desks. Now here I am. I'm like, God, I'm seated in an office, in a corner office somewhere. And now I'm recruiting, I'm having my strategy, I'm having my board. It was just amazing and overwhelming at the same time. But then it started growing in me. And I think his words were very wise. Opportunities don't come wrapped in convenience. I was feeling the inconvenience. In fact, I was like, by the way, is it that I did something so wrong? Like, this is the way you want to kick me out, But he was seeing far. He was seeing far, and the trust that he put on me.
Bestowed to you.
Yeah, it's something that I can only say he is one of those destiny helpers in my life. And I honor him for that. So James Moria, how did you do it?
It was simple. You have the alignment of vision.
Yes.
You have a clear strategy. You have an aligned team.
Yes.
And we focus on execution.
Yes.
And I think the key thing for us was focus.
Yes.
So focus was a key vision, pillar of our strategy, if you recall, because initially, before I rejoined the company as CEO 10 years ago, I was the investment manager, and we had the opportunity to work together those days, and I was in charge of everything, real estate, marketable securities, private equity, and it was not working. So my belief was focus and get teams that are focused, who are going to do one thing and do it very well. And Nabo Capital was a creation of that process, and a lot of our subsidiaries were, as a result of us hiving off those initially as departments and eventually as standalone companies, and so that then they could not only serve us but also serve other clients. So the idea behind Nabo Capital, which means one in Maasai, number one in Maasai, is that the team within Nabo had done a very good job of creating value for Centum for a long time. So the objective was that why don't you democratize that and create value for other investors, just as you've created for Centum. So it's sort of an abundance mindset, and spun it off as a standalone subsidiary. With a man called Pius Muchiri as its first MD, and who remains its MD, and you had your team with you, and Centum was the first client, and I remember even my discussions with you, I kept on telling you I don't want to be the biggest client of Nabo. Actually, I want to be the smallest client of Nabo, because it means then this organization will have grown, and you can now serve the entire range of clients from institutional clients to retail clients to sovereign wealth funds, and that's what Nabo has done very successfully, even as you serve Centum, because my belief is that you can do both at the same time, and the Centum's performance should be unaffected. And I think the track record of Nabo in respect of Centum over the last 10 years speaks for itself. You've generated top tier returns for Centum, even as you've done so for your other clients, but also more importantly, you've built a wonderful environment for your team, because you've then created another subsidiary, and you've also given birth to another subsidiary called Barium Capital, where again you've spun off and created another organization. So that was the thinking around Nabo, and I'm happy that it is now perpetuating itself, and it's a standalone company that is profitable, that is viable, that has its own board. I am happy that I don't even sit on the board because the idea was to create.
Actually, I've not even asked you, how's your relationship with James Murray?
Very good. My brother is like a brother to me, but also we give him the respect he deserves and the honor he deserves. So you can be brothers, but you can work together, giving him the honor.
Yes, I get it.
Yes. Very amazing guy.
Okay.
Very amazing.
So, okay, you start within the organization, but then a cubicle.
Yeah, I now have my own cubicle. I'm forming my own team. I spinned off with my own team. We are recruiting more people.
You're given a budget.
Yeah, we are buying system. I was given 18 million shillings to start the business. I have my own balance sheet. I have my own P&L. Man, let
me just say this. 18 million shillings is a lot of money, considering what it is that you needed to do.
Yeah.
We're talking about new offices, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Staff under you. That's money you need to. After that, you're a baby solo.
Yes. So off we go. And the portfolio, my first client was Centum.
Good.
So our first year, we made revenues of 234 million shillings.
Now it's up to you how you want to decide, how you want to invest.
Now grow.
The portfolio Centum has given you.
No, I mean, we have a guideline, a portfolio investment guideline to do that.
Okay.
So we're investing.
How much did you start with from Centum?
It was just about that 3 billion.
Okay. Yes. What you had before,
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So we start off and we did some amazing business. That's when I got clients from London. I got this client. I think that year we made 100 million from that client. Having started a business with 18 million.
What?
Yes. So we were flying.
Flying. Is this a client that you had previous relationships with? So what happened? You just jumped on a plane and went to London to get...
We had a very different relationship with one person. Then they moved to another organization. So he became the key to that organization. So we did a lot of stuff for them. And we made 234 million revenues that year.
That year?
That year. Our first year. So 18 million grew in a big way.
Did you start getting, I don't call them private investors, but what's the word for you?
Yes, that's a one private investor. One other, they call third-party investors.
Yes.
So besides Centum, now we start getting other clients. Now, Nabo, the beginning of Nabo was, I think, what I would say, the third most important decision of my life. Because Nabo gave me a platform to do what God had been teaching me all along since 1988.